2018 has been flex season. Literally any influencer or YouTuber I hang out with are like,
which is bad because
who cares? I'm rich.
Yeah, but it becomes what I hated about 2018. It became a very materialistic society. Like it was about like what designer are you wearing? Like all.
Are you calling out Logan Paul right now? Because I'm thinking of one.
Welcome into the podcast, episode 20 of Livin Large. If you guys are watching on my YouTube channel, make sure you guys hit that subscribe button. Drop a like for some more podcasts. And if you're listening on a podcast app, rate it 5 stars. Get us to that #1 spot. Today's guest she's got some daddy issues, that's for sure. Violet Benson.
Yes.
Welcome onto the show.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah, no problem. So let's talk about you because we've only hung out like once or twice.
Right?
Maybe 3 times max. But who's counting? You do an Instagram called Daddy Issues.
Yes.
Do you have daddy issues?
Yes, I definitely grown up with daddy issues, but the past few years, my dad and I have gone into a better place, and we have a good relationship for the most part.
Why did you decide to make an Instagram called Daddy Issues?
Why don't you just Google it about me? There's a bunch of articles.
Okay. So you guys can stop listening to the podcast now. We'll just Google her.
No, I'm kidding. Why did I? Well, when I made it, I love the fact that when I made it, I wasn't thinking about the name. Like, I didn't care. Right. I didn't think it was going to be anything. It was just an escape for me from reality. And it was like my new hobby because I was really depressed. I used to be an accountant, and I was really depressed in my firm and unhappy with my coworkers. And I like isolated myself from friends, and I would just cry all the time.
Wow. Okay.
It's fine. And anyway, so it was, and I didn't have Instagram or Facebook or anything. I was on social media. I didn't want to be on it. But then it was kind of like an escape for reality for me to kind of make myself feel better about myself because I was so lost and insecure, and I didn't even know who I was. And the name Daddy Issues came from, I was like, well, I have daddy issues, and I bet like so many other girls have daddy issues, or they have like a daddy that pays them money because it's
sugar
LA,
daddy.
a sugar daddy. So I was like, that just makes sense, and I didn't put any thought into it. And I'm happy I didn't because I literally put thought into everything I do in my life.
Right.
So had I done that, I bet it wouldn't have been as like unique and great. So yeah, I created Daddy Issues. It was just for fun. Like I would just post like memes that I thought no one else could relate to. And I was just like, oh, I'm so weird.
But why memes? Like, why were you like, hey, I'm going to start this Instagram. I want to do memes. Because Instagram, when it first came out, it was like a very picture-oriented platform. And I feel like memes weren't that popular.
Yeah. Okay. It's because it's so weird. But I think when I was younger, I got bullied for my looks. Like I was awkward looking, and it took me a second to like grow into my looks. And that was... I got bullied for like not being so cute. Then I grew into my looks, and I was just like, yay. But then in my accounting firm, I got bullied by my female coworkers for being a cute blonde girl because they made me feel as if I didn't achieve anything on my own. It's just because of my looks. So then that's why I hated anything that has to do with my face so much. So when I created, I keep thinking I have a hair on me, but like there isn't, right? Is there?
No, you're good. I'm like watching you like batting flies over here.
Okay, cool. So then I think people would send me the fat Jewish memes, which that's actually how I got inspired. And I was just like, damn, how cool would it be if no one focused on my looks and it was just like me being my personality? Because in high school I was like I won class clown, and I used to have this great personality, but like it's gone because I became an accountant and I'm depressed and like I don't even know who I am. So that's what it was about. Like memes just made me feel like you're gonna like me or you're gonna make me feel okay. It was about me feeling okay, and I didn't want anyone judging me on my looks. I didn't want anyone to say she's cute or she's ugly. Like
and that's why I admire the fact that you've grown this channel based off of memes in the content. Because I feel like, yeah, Instagram is a place where it's like the female-driven crowd is based on looks. It's based on appearance. Whereas you grew this page, and it's called Daddy Issues. I would, like, seeing the page, never know that it was run by a female.
Really?
Yeah, like when I first found out that you ran the page, I was like, what? Like I was taken back. I was like,
oh, because some of the humor is like more sexual.
Yeah. And I was like, yeah, I was taken back. But it's like, how did you even grow this? Because if you have no face, you have no like way to grow. Like it's like word of mouth.
I think it was like my personality. I swear. I think if I tried to grow a meme account now, it wouldn't get big. But I think back then there was only a few big ones, which was the Fat Jewish and Fuck Jerry, run by males, which they're both great, by the way. But I think I was because I was the first female person to do. I mean, there's a bunch of other females, but mine was very niched. And people all think that I can't explain it, but people created me. Like, I didn't know who I was. So when I was posting different memes, and it was like my hobby now, my escape from reality, I started to do all these techniques because I have an obsessive personality. So I started to do all these techniques. I was like, okay, who are my competitors? The Fat Jewish, fuck Jerry. I would go every night. So every night I promised myself to like between 100 to 200 followers from the Fat Jewish and from the fuck Jerry. And I would go on their Instagram, like that. Or I'd be like, okay, I want famous people to follow me. Okay, how do I do that? I go to a famous person's page. I look to see who their close friends are. Someone that's not famous. I click on that person's page. I start liking pictures. I comment something weird on a picture. That person eventually, like my first famous follower was Joe Jonas. And it was because I found one of his not famous friends and I commented weird stuff. They finally send it to Joe. Joe's like, oh my God, this is so funny. And Joe loves memes. So like he was the first one to follow me. So it was very like, it was a lot of work because I was so obsessive.
That's strategic. Like no one, like I would never think that you would do that.
No, but not only that, when I would post a meme, let's say my captions were maybe like a line or two, maybe a line. But then I would see some girls tagging, they go, oh my God, her caption. And so that people always think like I'm known for my captions. But like people created me because I read that, oh, my caption. Okay, next meme, 2 lines. Like, oh, they like that more. Okay. Or like I look at likes and comments like, oh, this meme didn't do so well. Not posting content like that again. Posting
this
like that.
This is intense.
So intense. Like, people don't even know all the thought process.
Holy shit. Like I'm taken back right now because like obviously I have a lot of people like, oh, all you do is make videos and it's so much more to me. But like I feel like I just stereotyped you into like, oh, you just post memes. But now you're sitting here describing what you do. And well, I'm like, there's so many more levels to this than
in the beginning.
Okay.
But people, so that's what I'm saying. I wasn't even meant to do all relationships and dating. It happened because that's what people were liking and they were like forming me into a person. And I was able to find myself and that helped me feel. I'm sorry, am I interrupting something?
I'm pulling up your page.
Okay, never mind.
Awkward. You like think I'm sitting over here texting? Yeah. I was gonna read some of the memes. Oh, when you were done.
No, I mean some of them. I don't know. Don't do that. I hate when people pull up my account in front of me.
No.
It's
Continue talking.
Anyway, so it took a lot of work, and then that's how Daddy Issues was created, and also my personality was created more. Suddenly, my captions were like essays and all that, and so it took me a lot of work in the beginning. Obviously, got easier once you're bigger, but I was the first female meme account.
Did you embrace that? Did people know that you ran the account, or did you keep it secret?
It was a secret. So even the women in my company that were bullying me, they loved Daddy Issues. And it was so hard to be like, how do you hate me, but you like what I'm you like my personality. You clearly like my personality. So like, what's happening here? But I honestly really loved being anonymous because I didn't know who I was. So at first, these people really.
Where were you living at the time?
West Hollywood.
Oh, you were in Hollywood. Okay.
Yeah. So at first, I finally realized who I was, and that was like the first time I was like, oh, this is who I am, like this is so cool. And it was all because my followers helped me understand, because they helped me feel like not weird, and whatever I was depressive, insecure about, then my coworkers made me feel like I was like, oh, that's not true, because these people think I'm cool. Like, how amazing is that? And then I noticed I was helping other people by posting the different things that maybe were graphic or whatever. They were like, oh my God, I'm not alone. Like, you make me feel better. So that was cool. So now I went from them helping me to like me helping them feel better about themselves. It's
actually really awesome to hear you talk about this, because you could tell how much the fans mean to you, and like it's so genuine, and it's not like a front. Like everyone's always like, oh, you guys, I love my fans. But like literally you just basically said that like your fans, the followers that you have, like formed you as a person and like
it's so crazy. Yeah, I'm very sentimental, so like for me it's really crazy, and I feel like I probably don't talk about it enough because I think you forget sometimes where you came from,
right?
And then you're just like, oh, I want more, or like, oh, people are not gonna care, so you just don't bother. But like even remembering it, I'm like, oh, that's so nice, because I really hated my life when I was an accountant.
If you don't want to get too personal with it, what made you struggle while you were being an accountant? What were you struggling with and why?
Okay, so a lot of times people reach out to me who are accountants and they go, oh, my job is so boring too, so I'm so jealous that you did that. Like, no, I'm a very hardworking person. So like even if I was a waitress and I was passionate about it, like I would figure out how to become the manager of that restaurant. Yeah. Like that would be me. And in accounting, I came into that job and I was like, I will be partner. Like that is my goal.
Partner?
What
does that mean?
Oh, so in an accounting firm, you start as a junior accountant, then you can be a senior accountant, then you're like a manager, then you're senior manager, then you're a partner, and that takes years.
And partner's like what, a partner in the company?
Yeah, you technically
like own part of the company.
Yeah, it's an LLC.
Okay,
and
got you.
You can have a bunch of partners, so you can own equity in that, and it's huge and it's really cool. So I was like, I want to get to the top. And once I set a goal, like I'll find a mentor, and one of the partners was my mentor. And I guess in a way, even right now I'm a lone wolf. So I guess in a way, even when my work ethic is very focused and hardworking, and a lot of people are not able to do. A lot of people didn't feel like competing with that. So I would come in before the partner comes in. So if the partner was planning on coming into work at 6 a.m., I'll come in then at 5:30. And I would leave when he leaves. So if he decided to leave at 11 p.m., I won't leave until 11:30 p.m. Like I didn't care because I would figure out how to work with him. And in big accounting firms, that's not the case. You're not allowed to work with partners. You have to work with like the highest you can work with is a manager, because you have to earn your spot. So you're not allowed to be put on those projects. But I was put on projects with the partner alone, so he can teach me, and it rubbed some people the wrong way. And that's where the comments came from, like, well, what did they do when the doors closed, even though it's like all see-through doors? Because I guess I came off maybe sometimes as not a team player. Because then I was like, why are they mad at me? Why do they hate me? Like, I don't even see them. I'm so focused. I have tunnel vision.
So you loved accounting, but you hated the people that you worked with.
I felt like I couldn't be myself. Like, and they asked me to tone down my personality. They actually encouraged me to get on medicine to tone me down, and that's how I'm on Adderall now, which is so crazy. Which I can't even say that because once I mentioned it to my partner, they had to talk to HR because they were mortified I would sue them. But it was suggested because I had such an outgoing personality, and they didn't like my personality, and they toned that down. And no matter how hard I worked, like they didn't care. And everyone I meet now, they're like, how were you an accountant? I don't see it. So maybe I do believe that you're meant to do something in your life. There's a path for you, and probably accounting wasn't my path. And I think I went through obstacles, and I kept trying to prove myself that I meant to be an accountant because my sister's an attorney, my dad's a bioscience engineer, my mom was a Russian professor. So it's just like makes sense for me to do that. But it wasn't meant for me. And yeah.
Right. So let's backtrack a little bit. We started off with the juice, the bread and butter. Let's backtrack. You told me before the podcast you're from Israel.
I was born in St. Petersburg, Russia.
Oh, okay.
And when I was 1, we migrated to Israel because during communism, it was very bad times, and Russia opened the doors for people to leave. So we applied in Canada, America, and Israel. And Israel was known for taking a lot of Russian immigrants, regardless if they're Jewish or not. So Israel took us in, first in Netanya, and then I grew up there. Then when I was 14,
okay.
we won the green card lottery. So then that's...
What does that mean, that you won the lottery?
So...
I know how hard it is to get in America.
Yeah, so...
Like to become a citizen.
Yeah, especially if you're from the Middle East.
Right.
And Israel is technically considered the Middle East. Some people would disagree. I think it's the Middle East.
I don't know.
Scratch that out.
I don't even... I'm very bad at geography.
So back then, it's the same thing. Like we were in America once. We went somewhere in New York. We were in New York celebrating my bat mitzvah. And my far uncle, whatever he is to us, was like, why don't you just like apply? My dad was like, no, it's stupid. What are we gonna do in America? I'm too old to be here. And they were like, just put your name in. Like, who cares? And my dad put his name in. So I guess you do it in America, you apply. And then a few months later, I picked up the call, and they called us, and they were speaking English. And they were like, can I speak to your mother or father?
Do you speak Russian?
Russian and Hebrew.
Well, wow.
We didn't speak Hebrew in Israel.
Yeah.
So we didn't speak English in Israel is what I meant. Yes, and so we won the green card lottery. But then you have to go through a bunch of exams. There's a bunch of interviews. You pay like thousands of dollars. So I don't think you can even do that if you're very poor. Like you probably won't be able to get the green card lottery. Yeah. I don't know how it is now, but that's how it was back then. They have to make sure you have money in your bank account for at least a year if you can't work here, because they don't want you to come here and be like on welfare or food stamps.
Right.
They have to make sure you have no diseases, so you don't come here to like spread them, or you're coming here for medical reasons. So it's like a bunch of things. But yeah, we won the green card lottery. It was really cool. Not to jinx myself, and it felt so normal to me, and that's why I'm in America. So I make jokes with my friends like, hi guys, I'm Violet Benson. I won the green card lottery so I can move to America and become a YouTuber.
But you did.
Yeah.
So when you moved to America, where'd you live first? Here?
We came
here?
straight to Los Angeles, yeah.
So 14 years old till now, you've lived in Los Angeles.
Yes.
And your entire family lives here?
My parents live in Simi Valley. My sister lives with her husband in Sherman Oaks.
And where do you live?
West Hollywood.
Way-ho.
Yeah.
Everybody say way-ho.
Way-ho.
Okay. So there's your background, and then did you go to college?
Yeah, I went to CSUN, California State,
Yep.
Northridge. I didn't care for school. I hated it, but my dad made me go, and he didn't want me to go community college because he just thought I would probably flunk because I wouldn't show up. So he had me apply to the one university he thought would accept me.
CSUN.
So
I took some exams at CSUN because I went to Ohio University, but I took when I first moved out here, I took online classes.
Yeah.
So I'd drive to CSUN and do like proctored exams. So I know CSUN.
Yeah, and I have a degree in business law and accounting. So I have 2 degrees because my sister has 2 degrees. And my sister and I both graduated in 3 years. So I graduated college when I was 20.
Me too.
Really?
Yeah, 3 years. I did like hella credit hours.
Yeah, I just never took like summer vacation or winter break or whatever. Like I would take classes in between. My dad made me.
You seem like you are very... Well, your dad made you, but everything you've described, you're very focused on like achieving what you want.
I think once I realized that this life, like it's actually happening and I'm getting older, then I was forced to start achieving. Like first I wanted to be an attorney, but like it's the same thing. When I wanted to be an attorney, I wanted to work at the DA's office. It was really cool when I was in university. And only law students can work at the DA's office. But it's the same thing. If you're goal oriented, like you'll figure it out. Like I somehow met some guy who like had the business card of a attorney at the DA's office. I emailed him asking to meet with him. He meets me. He's interviewing me. Then he realizes I'm not in law school, and he's like, "We can't do that. Like everyone, only law schools intern here." And I was like, "Listen, they don't want to get your coffee. They don't want to like print copies for you. Like I'll do all of that. I would literally like I don't even have to hang out around the other interns. Like I'll sit in the corner. Like I don't care. Please, like let me just learn from you." And it was the same thing. And I got hired. And of course, like how did the other girls who were in law school felt about it? They didn't love it.
Yeah.
As usual, like no one liked me.
Yeah.
But I don't.
You're like the kid in class that raises his hand for every single question. And the whole class hates them because they know all the answers, and they're like, they won't give anyone else a chance.
Like Monica. Like I'm like Monica from Friends.
I'm not a Friends watcher.
Wow. That's
I know. My roommate George lives and dies by Friends. He's probably seen every episode like 5 times.
Yeah.
I'm a Seinfeld guy. So I wouldn't, but I do know who Monica is. I just don't know who her
she's very like
character
high
is.
strung and obsessive and all that. But again, like I'm not here to, I don't look back anyone that has bullied me or was mean to me in a way to be like, well, poor me, like I was bullied. I'm never a victim. And that's one thing I think it's part of being an immigrant. I have a very immigrant mentality. Like we moved to America for a reason. And I'm an immigrant, and I always feel like an immigrant. I always feel like I don't fit in being an immigrant. And that helps me work harder and like want to achieve so much more. So even if I was bullied or whatever, I'm like, okay, how do I get past it? And I feel like that's what happened with daddy issues. It was like, okay, new path, and formed in my head, even though I didn't realize it would lead to anything.
Are you into horoscopes?
Yeah.
What's your horoscope?
I'm a Scorpio.
Okay. My girlfriend's really into horoscopes. So
She's a Pisces.
She's a Cancer.
She's a Cancer, but her and I are very compatible.
Okay. So you guys can talk about this on...
What's your horoscope?
I'm a Libra. Very passive, very...
Libras are passive, and you change yourself constantly to please other people. So every time you have a new partner, you're a little bit different just for them to... But you're like really hardworking, and that's not like a known thing about Libras, to be honest.
Really?
Libras are known to overbook themselves for things, and then eventually they'll come off being a little lazier to some people because they make overly promises because they want to make everyone happy and they're not confrontational, and then they may come off lazy or not motivated.
Yeah, I'm
enough.
not lazy.
You're not. You work so much, so you're definitely not lazy.
But I definitely like to please other people. I like to make everybody else happy.
Yeah.
So talking about daddy issues, so you said your influences were Fuck Jerry and the Fat Jewish.
The Fat Jewish only.
Okay, the Fat Jewish. How do you? What is that like? So it's your competition essentially. So what is so you like the Fat Jewish, but you're competing against him. What is that like?
So my competitors technically are the Fat Jewish, Fuck Jerry, Betches.
Batches.
Betches. How do you pronounce it?
It's Batches.
They're female. They're a female one, but how do I not have a hair? I see it.
I don't see a hair.
Okay, I'm going crazy. Betches, there's a few other ones. I just don't want to say their name because I don't want to shout them out. So that is where my competitive side does come out, even though my whole brand is like love everyone. I can't help it. I'm only human. But I guess those two other accounts are, even though they started before me, I'm bigger than them. So I don't care for them as much, I guess. But I don't look at my competition as competition. Like, they are definitely my competition, but I want to play fair. So, and I think that's one of the things that's so important. Like, the minute you start looking what everyone else is doing, it's just going to kill you. It's going to ruin you, your mood. And it happens to me sometimes. If I get bored, I look around and I'm like, what? Like they're doing this. Like, this sucks. So I try to be a team player. Like, I collab with betches here and there. Like, they're bigger than me. Fuck Jerry, same thing. When I was in New York recently, I finally met everyone for the first time at the company. But like, Fuck Jerry and betches, they're not a personality. They're like a full grown business behind it. There's like, they have like 20 to 30 employees. It is insane.
Whoa, I didn't know that.
The Fat Jewish is more of a personality. He's more like me. So I'm like the female Fat Jewish. But again, he's way bigger than me. He's written, I think, like 2 books. He's already been in controversy, and I think he doesn't care probably for Instagram as much. I think someone else posts for him. For me, I still, like, I wish I could be like that, but I feel like it'll take away from me. So then I still post and get overwhelmed.
How does it work in the meme world, for example? So in my world, a skit or a video, it's like you can't really like post the same thing, you know, as someone else. Are you allowed to post? And I know that the Fat Jewish and Fuck Jerry, didn't they get like really badly roasted a few years ago about like stealing content?
The Fat Jewish, the reason he got in trouble, it wasn't because of memes. It was because, although then they opened the whole thing that he does memes, it was because on Twitter he was reposting struggling comedians tweets, and that's why people got mad. And from that, he wasn't crediting them. It made it seem as if it's his own. And then with that, it exposed him like, oh my god, and he's posting like memes. These are basically tweets that other people created. But the truth is, like, as much you say what you want to say, but you're not going to get famous off of one. If you credited you back then, you wouldn't have gotten famous. Actually, back then you could have gotten followers from it, but everything changed, and now because we're forced to tag everyone in anything, none of those people can get followers because no one cares anymore. It's not unique. So it kind of it backfired for a lot of people who complained. And we all post, like, sometimes we see something from Pinterest and you randomly post it. You're not like, wait, hold on, let me Google who actually shot this shot. Like,
do you guys ever come up with your own memes?
I do a lot. Yeah. I probably used to come up with like 70% of my memes. And then, of course, like, I got bigger and I got lazier because I got busier with other things. So then it went down. But like, sometimes if I realize like, oh shit, I haven't made my own meme in like 2 weeks, I'll make one for sure. And
like, how does that process work? Do you just look for, like, do you Google funny photos?
No, something will just come to me. Like, something like, I'm talking to friends and we're talking about dating or something, and the minute I say something and one of my friends is like, oh yeah, I do that too, literally I'd be like, no way. And then my head, like, suddenly, like, I have like memes coming up in my head, and I'm like, okay, cool, hold on. And then usually I have to write it down. If I don't, I'll forget.
Right, yeah.
But then that's like, I can come up with my own memes.
It's funny because it's like we think the same, right? So if a scenario happens in my life, I'm like, that's a skit. Like, oh my God, this is a skit. Like, this is going to happen. And it comes up in my head. And that's how most of my skit ideas come about. It's like, you're the same with the memes. So it's like, if something happens in your life, you're like at the bar, and then something happens, you're like, that's a meme.
Right.
And then like, so then you like go create it.
Or like, sometimes I can see something like a tweet or a meme, and I'm like, damn, they missed the ball. Like, their joke is not funny enough. And then I'll think about like, oh, you know what? Like, there's a way funnier caption with this picture, or like, or they should have done this and this, and then I'll recreate it, and then that's how I can come up. Or like, a lot of times, obviously, I repost too. Like, I'm not gonna lie, like, a lot of my memes are reposted, but I stand out by having my captions be unique.
Okay, cool.
But like, so recently, the past, like, I would say the end of December, I was really tired, so I barely posted, or like I
so what's it been like now? Because I know a lot of people on Instagram, myself included, story views dropped, like, engagement dropped, reach and dropped. Like, how's that been for you?
I haven't even noticed it.
No?
I'm kidding.
Oh, yeah.
Because we just talked about it like earlier. Humbling experience.
Right. Yeah.
It makes me want to give up, to be honest.
Does it? So that's the thing. It makes you feel helpless because it's not in your control. It's algorithmic. It's like, what you used to receive, and now it's like literally you have no control that half the people are seeing.
Yeah, it messed me up. I mean, to be honest, like last year, even like it's been changing the past 2 years. So even 2 years I felt a hit, but then I'm like, I'll like pick it up, and then I picked up. Then last year, 2018, I felt even a larger hit, because like at one point when I would post, like I post anything and I can know a meme will do well because I want to get at least 5,000 likes 5,000 comments in like the first like 3 minutes. And if I get that, then I'm like, oh, it's gonna do well. Then like an average meme, I would get like 60,000 comments. A really good
60,000.
Yeah, that was that was 2 years ago.
Okay.
And then a really good meme, like 80,000 comments. Like if you scroll down, 2016. Then 2017, things changed, and I'm like, okay, average comments are 20,000 comments. A better one would be like 40,000 comments or more, because it's a meme account, so I get the comments. Now,
yeah,
like,
you have really good comment engagement.
Even now, technically, compared
Yeah.
to other people, but it wasn't like, it was way higher. If you scroll 2016 and 17.
It's like 80,000?
Yeah, sometimes more.
That's
and then
insane.
2018 happens, and I get another hit. Suddenly, a really good meme will get, if it's insanely good, something that will get 100,000 gets 20,000 comments if I'm lucky. And now, like, some of them would just get like 8,000 comments. Like, that's such a punch
Still a
to
lot
my
of yeah, I know.
Yeah, but it's such a punch to my ego.
Right. That's what people listening are probably like, oh, she's fucking bitching about 8,000 comments and 10,000 comments. But for you mentally, and for me the same thing, right? My YouTube videos, I was getting like 600,000, 500,000. Then all of a sudden it's like 100,000, and I'm like, whoa, like, or like my Instagram, for example, I was getting 300,000 likes. Now it's like, oh, 150.
Yeah.
Still a lot of people.
Yeah.
But
you think
you're
it's your
so,
content isn't good.
Right. It fucks you mentally, because you're like, what am I doing wrong?
Yeah.
But the truth is, you're not doing anything wrong. It's just something that's not in your control.
Yeah, and that's what sometimes you have to talk to other people that are content creators, because then you'll find out like, oh shit, it's not just me. Because then, yeah, the first thing you think about, oh my God, like,
I'm not funny anymore.
I'm not funny. I'm not relevant. Like, that's it. I'm done. You know?
Right. It's very taxing. And I feel like a lot of people in 2018 had a tough year in social media. Like, I saw a lot of videos on YouTube about people struggling with their mental health, because you get so addicted to the rush of the numbers, and it's like you see everything exponentially growing, and then something happens and you're like, you think to yourself that you're not relevant, you're not happy. And
well, I got like that in 2017.
Okay.
So luckily, and I did go through a short depression again. I was like really depressed for some reason in 2017, and I had to stop hanging out with other content creators, because a lot of them are very self-absorbed, and it was too much for me. It was overwhelming in order for me. And then one night I like wrote some poem, because I have a blog, Daddy Issues LA, and sometimes I write on it, but I wrote some poem about depression. I didn't think anything of it, because I just felt inspired, and I wrote. And the next day I woke up, and when I read it, I was like, holy shit, like this poem sounds suicidal. Like, I'm depressed. Like, I didn't realize. And once it hit me, I was like, okay, I need to work on myself. And I worked on myself. So in 2018, my whole goal wasn't about being the biggest content creator. It was about self-awareness and self-happiness. And I feel like every day I would wake up, especially towards the last 6 months of 2018, and I'm happy. And I force myself to constantly be happy. So I wake up, and I would just wake up with a smile. And it's the weirdest thing. The more you pretend to be happy, you literally become happy. And
because you're manifesting it.
Yes. And like I even talked about on Instagram, like sometimes I was like, sometimes I'm having a bad day, and then when I Instagram storying, like I'm just like, oh my God, guys, blah, blah, blah. Like, but the crazy thing that actually makes me feel happier. Because then I'm like, yeah, I guess this isn't a big deal. And that's what my 2018 was about, making sure I'm happy. So I hear you about those other people that their likes is everything for them, but I stopped doing that. Like, I don't even realize how many followers I have, to be honest. I don't think about it. And when I look at posts, if they're doing well or not, it's more business for me now.
Right.
I guess sometimes I get depressed more on my personal Instagram if it doesn't hit what I wanted. But then again, I have to tell myself, like, it'll happen. And you got to manifest it. It's the weirdest thing.
Right. Yeah. I stopped caring so much, because when you start to focus on it and it starts to happen, you're like, you start to get demotivated. You stop creating. That, at least for me personally, like I would see the numbers go down, and I'd be like, damn, I don't even want to post anymore, because it's not doing good. Like, what's it worth?
Yeah.
You know, it's not what it was. But once you put that aside and you stop letting likes control your happiness, like, it doesn't convert at all. Like, make something that you're proud of, make something that you're happy. And even if it goes to less people or whatever, like, you're still changing and making people laugh, you know?
Yeah. I'm not saying that we don't care about likes and comments, like 100%.
Of course, it's our business.
Yeah, of course I care. Like, I care a lot about it, but I don't let it control me, because especially when people like us, we post every day. So like I can't, like, my mental health is not going to be okay if every day I have to post something and I'm just sitting there like, oh, fuck, it's not doing well. Like, oh my God. And that's like an everyday thing. Like I would be so depressed. Like I can't let that happen to me.
And I talked about on my last podcast, like comparison is the thief of joy, right? So like we sit in Instagram, everyone's got their amazing lives, they, posting all these perfect photos, Facetune, whatever you guys, like everybody does. But then we sit and we compare ourselves to the other people, and then we become unhappy because we don't have that. Or we see, you getting, for me, like 8,000 comments, and I'm like, damn, I only get like 3,000. And I'm like, but that's the thief of joy. So it's like, I'm
looking at the 8,000. I'm like, damn, fuck, Jerry got 15,000 comments. Like, that sucks.
So the comparison is the thief of joy. So we're not happy with ourselves, even though we're achieving a lot, because we're comparing ourselves to people that are achieving more. But at the same time, we're still in our lane. We're like, we just got to stay in our lane and focus on us rather than the other people. And you got to
manifest it, because all of my friends who are YouTubers, really big on YouTube, they felt the same hit with YouTube. That suddenly they're like, my friend has like, I don't know how many followers she has on YouTube, like 12 million, like a lot. And like she saw a big drop in views, and she also felt the same little confusion that I felt with Instagram. But you just have to manifest, and you just have to keep telling yourself like, I'm not, like, my worth has nothing to do with my views and likes, but also how can I reinvent myself, and because all of 2018 I was reaching out to Instagram and I was asking for their help, like, what can I do to be better? And the end of the year I met with my friend and we're talking about it, and she's like, I was doing the same thing with YouTube. And at the end of the day, they don't even know what's happening. So you became big because you were being you, and it was your personality, and you figured out how to get big. It wasn't Instagram. And it's the same thing with YouTube. So me sitting and asking someone who's not a real content creator or creative like me to help me, that was stupid of me.
Right.
Like, from now on, it has to be just, if you stay, I think after a while, we just start creating things to make other people happy.
Right, yeah.
And we have to remember, like, oh, these people started liking us because we were being ourselves. So I think that's really important.
That's actually good advice for me, because it's like, you sit here and you're like, you think that it's not your fault. Yeah. But it does, like, you control your own destiny. So it's like, like you said, manifesting it and doing what makes you happy, why people started to follow you in the first place. That's something I started to do on my vlogs, because I started to succumb to the trends. And I used to, in my vlogs, I used to be this like very cinematic guy and do, everything was about filming and like comedy. And then I saw other people doing like stupid shit, like smashing things and screaming at the camera and going ballistic. And I started to try that, but that wasn't authentic to me. And that was the comparison in me. It's like, this is what people like, but no, like I had to stay in my lane and be like, this is people like me for me. And I'd rather have people like me for being myself than me putting on like some front, you know?
Exactly. And we forget like what other people see from us, because we only see ourselves and we're just like, oh, I suck. And that's why it's so cool when you meet up with a friend or even another content creator, and then they're like, damn, dude, like, you're killing it this year doing this and this and this. And you're like, oh yeah, I am. I forgot, because I'm so depressed because I only got 100,000 likes. Like, I'm so sorry. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like,
so how do you turn daddy issues? How do you go from an accountant to full-time social media? How do you turn that into money? Convert
it. I want to be able to give people good advice. People always ask, but to be honest, it's not this. If it happens again, like I started something unique in 4 years ago, and I created trends. Like, now there are a lot of meme accounts who sound like me, but it's because they followed my steps. So if I started a meme account now, like I wouldn't be big. Like you have to start something unique again. You know what I mean? Like, in my opinion, when I look at you, like what you're known for is very like relationship stuff. Like, and I watch a lot of those videos, and to be honest, like I would watch your stuff and be like, damn, Mark is killing it. Like, I love like so many of these videos. It's always like, because you have a very likable face, and you always do those faces like, okay. that's your face. I remember like that. Like, sure. Yeah. It's always like, babe, can I have this? Like, no. Okay, like I'm thinking of the Hannah. Yeah. I'm thinking of the Hannah video. I'm thinking of the Valentine's video. Yeah. Yeah, but you have so many good videos. So
thank you.
Wait, what was my point here? I forgot.
I don't know, but you can keep going and talking about how great my videos are. No, you were talking about having a unique voice in this day and age.
Yes, I feel like that's how you stood out because you also made something unique, and I think that's what helped you grow. You're very you have a very likable self. And
yeah, my thing that was different, it was like I came from a camera background, so like for me it was all about perfection and like making the shots good. I would never shoot anything on my iPhone. Like everything was on a DSLR, on a Steadicam. Like all the shots were cinematic, and that was that I embraced my talent and made it into. Also,
you shouldn't do this. You just talked about your talent like this. You're putting yourself down.
But like filming, I mean, I guess it is a talent. Yeah.
I love eating.
Eating.
My name is Violet Benson. But filming is, you shouldn't do that. You do have talent. Like even people who don't have talent who are big on social media, because I do agree there are live influencers out there who technically don't have talent.
Right.
But you need
But their talent can be the hard work,
Yes, because the person who is going to persevere and grow is going to be the person that's really hardworking, even if they don't have talent. So yeah, don't take away your talent. There are still people out there, I'm saying influencers, who do have a lot of talent, and they're also hardworking, and that's how they are out there. If you sit and you complain and you look at everyone else, you're like, well, that person sucks. They don't deserve their likes. And that person sucks. I would do it so much better. It's like, well, then fucking do it.
Yeah.
Like, I can't stand those people like, you have no talent. You suck. If I was doing, okay, then do it. Go ahead, man.
That's what I always say too.
So or shut the fuck up.
Like literally social media is 90% hard work, 10% talent.
Yeah, and I think sometimes I do try to depend on my talent because like I love writing and I know I am funny, but like writing, I write, I would say pretty well these days, like about dating relationships. Like I really understand that, and I try to understand myself. I try to understand other people, and I'm good at that. But sometimes I overly focus on that, and then guess what? People with less talent than me who are very hardworking, they go further than me, and that's when I have to be like, oh, Shivi, stop thinking about stop looking what everyone else is doing. Get your ass out there and like work really hard. Mm-hmm. Like do what you did in the beginning, where I was like every night sitting up liking pictures of people.
Right?
And all
yeah,
that.
The hustle.
Yeah. So wait, I'm sorry. You said how I got from dad. I was an accountant for I think about 8 months before I quit my job.
I was just saying, how do you monetize?
It's crazy. The first job that I got as an accountant as daddy issues, somebody offered me $100. I didn't know you can make money. Somebody was like, I'll give you $100 if you advertise our thing in a post. And I would go like,
$100?
Bro, I can make $100 just posting about, I can make money off of this.
Yeah.
Like my mind was blown, and I did that, but like that was amazing to me. And like obviously we're laughing at maybe other people. I think people have an understanding now that influencers do make a good amount of money.
I mean, the Forbes list, like Ryan's toy reviews. He's a 7-year-old. He reviews toys. He made like 21 million last year. It's very evident that social media people make a lot of money.
Well, people I think still are confused. Like, how do you make money?
Right.
Blah blah. But I think people back then, influencers used to be like, really quiet about their money, but I've noticed 2018
it's like flex season.
2018 has been flex season, and literally any influencer or YouTuber I hang out with are like,
which is bad because
who cares? I'm rich.
Yeah, but it becomes what I hated about 2018. It became a very materialistic society. Like it was about like, what designer shit are you wearing? Like
are you calling out Logan Paul right now?
No.
I'm thinking of what I was
no, I'm saying
I'm kidding.
Literally, social media as a whole, that's what it was. It was all 2018 was that precedent. It was like Off-White, Supreme, like literally just a materialistic society, which is not good because it's a false representation. Like social media, like influencers make a lot of money for being young, right? But like it sets a very bad example for people that do have a 9-to-5 and don't make that kind of money, because then they're spending we get a lot of free shit. They're spending their paychecks on stuff to fit in.
Yeah.
But like you shouldn't be buying that. Like
I agree.
Like I have all the designer shit, the sneakers.
Yeah.
But I get them for free.
Exactly. And that is the problem. A lot of times we get so much free stuff, and then people are like, well, I want that. And they don't realize like I literally at one point had like 10 bags of makeup in my apartment. I didn't know where to put them anymore, so I started to give them away to like my family members. Like
every week she gets a new box of makeup and she gives it to her friends.
I gave it to my maid, to her daughters. Like we get so sick of it and we forget to be thankful. Although we shouldn't be talking about it, to be honest, because IRS would will come after you. I forgot about that because you're supposed to claim free gifts as income.
Really?
Yeah.
I actually had to pay taxes on I went to this bothered me a lot. I went to an NHL game and I got the seats given to me by an app, but I had to post for it. So it was an exchange. I posted for the seats, and at the end of the year, they sent me a tax form.
Damn.
And I had to pay taxes on the seats, and I never got paid. So I paid taxes on a gift.
Yeah, because it's not considered a gift. It's an exchange of...
But to me, it wasn't it was an exchange of services. Like, I gave you services.
Exchange of services, you have to...
And, like, to be honest, the seats totaled, like, $602. And if you ever do something over $600, you have to claim it. But, like, my Instagram... Yeah, my Instagram story rate is more than $600.
I know.
So I got fucked over.
That's why I don't like to do the whole exchange stuff for people.
I don't do that anymore.
Yeah.
Like, I did it with this app, the GOAT app, you know, like we buy shoes and shit. Like they give me credits to do posts. And I'm like, yeah, cool. Like I like shoes. So
no, but like a lot of times now when I get free stuff, I do be like, oh my God, thank you so much, blah, blah. So like I would hate to get a thing in the end of the year where I have to pay for it for exchange of services. But that is something the IRS, because IRS doesn't understand influencers yet. They're getting to understand this better. So we're definitely on their watch list, and I'm acting too much like an accountant, but we're definitely on their watch list. So they do monitor, and they need to, because we technically could write off everything. Okay, this is too much accounting. Let's skip. Sorry.
No, but it's good because this is something that people need to learn, guys. Like when I went to college and came out here and started doing this, I knew nothing about taxes. I knew nothing about making money. Like they didn't teach me in school the things that I needed to know on a daily basis. Like to like write-offs and what expenses are, like having a business card.
If they taught you all that, I mean, if everyone understood the tax code, there would be no accountants. Like,
right.
Or like if you knew everything about law, you wouldn't hire lawyers.
But like I had to ask my accountant questions that they would like laugh at because like I was so naive and I didn't know any of the like taxes. Like I didn't know what a mortgage was until this year.
That's crazy. Well, I mean, it is important to have an understanding when it comes to taxes.
I tried to get my car, and I couldn't get approved because I didn't have enough credit or a car.
My credit is over 800.
I have a great credit score, but I never had car credit.
Oh.
So I had to put a crazy down payment down to lease my car because I didn't have any car credit. And like these are things that I wish I would have known when I was 16 years old. Like, but
no one learns that.
I should have put my car that my parents bought me in my name so I could have a car.
That's something your parents need to tell you.
Yeah, but I didn't learn it.
I mean, I wouldn't blame the school system. There's only so much things they can teach you.
But I feel like in school they need to teach you that shit. That's real life shit.
Someone else is going to be like, well, I want to be a vlogger. So in school, they should teach me how to vlog better and like figure out like the lighting.
There should be a college for vlogging.
Oh my gosh. No, there shouldn't. Do you know how many kids now, when you ask them what you want when you grow up and they say, I want to be a vlogger.
Yeah. And
you're like, oh my God, like the world doesn't need more vloggers. The world needs more scientists and engineers. Like everyone thinks this life is so great. It's our fault because we're flexing. And you're right, 2018, all everyone did is flex. Like, look at my vacation, look at this private plane because I'm getting all for free. And everyone wants that life, but it's really not that great. Half those people are depressed for a reason, and some of those other half are terrible people, and they're gonna have the worst life. Like they're literally so self-absorbed because they think their followers means that they're what makes them the person.
That's very LA. Like I think it's dumbed down a little bit more. I mean, for me personally, because I moved out of Hollywood and I live in Encino now, so I'm not really around the crowd as much. Like I don't go out to the clubs. You bought a house? I'm renting right now. Okay. Trying to buy, but everything's so expensive out here. It's like $1 million for like 1,000 square feet.
Ugh, I'm gonna start looking this year.
Yeah, it's tough, but yeah. So I got out of the crowd. So I don't. For me personally, it's not as much as about like followers as it used to feel.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? It was like you would be in a room and you'd be like, oh, there's an influencer there, there's an influencer there, and it was like, I feel like for me personally, I've steered away from that. I don't know about you.
Well, I've always been a lone wolf. So, but again, 2019 has really been my year to work. I mean, every year I work on myself, but this year I feel like I've been happier than usual. And in a weird way, I've also made the most money last year. But every year I make more money, but it's weird when you're just happy. Also, good things come to you.
Yeah.
Like a live work. I mean, bad things happen to me too. Mm-hmm. I don't even want to get into things that some of my friends screwed me over on, that I was like, this is going to be my break. And then they make sure to cut me out of something. And I'm like, all right, like life goes on. Like that wasn't meant for me. And I feel like, like I got a lot more work was coming my way.
Sorry about that pause. We had to interject and switch up the ISO on the camera. We're losing light here. It's getting dark because we've been talking for a little bit. What were we talking about? Flexing?
Yeah.
Dabbing on them haters?
Yeah.
We were talking about going out and like everything being about followers.
If it's like, and then something about if, because you said something, how you disconnect yourself from a lot of influencers, stuff like that. It's like I said, so this year I've been working more on my happiness. So I wouldn't say, I've never been really an opportunist because I am like a lone wolf in everything I do. But obviously, like, I'm not stupid. Like, I do have obviously some friends where we're aware, like, I have followers, you have followers, we're going to shout each other out. Like, I mean, I'd be a liar. Yeah. But it's business. But I'm very wary of people using me. Like, I stay away from that. So I'm very weird about making new friendships. But this year, I do have a lot of friends that are YouTubers and actors and influencers. But it's only people that I genuinely connect with. And a lot of times when we hang out, we don't even post. So I care about that. Like, I care about my inner happiness. That's what matters to me. I don't hang out with people that I know are terrible people because they can give me a few thousand followers. Right. Like, I believe in myself and in my talent that I can figure it out on my own.
Do you hang out with friends that aren't in the space?
Very few, because I think it's hard to make friends because of the problem of how everyone's flexing on the internet. Everyone wants this life, and they don't understand how hard, like how much work we actually put into it, and they don't understand how it's actually not even that great. Because tomorrow I could wake up and like I could be not relevant, and I would sink into depression because I'd be like, what am I doing now? Well, obviously I'd be an accountant or get married. I would probably get married. But so the good friends that I have that are don't have a lot of followers are people that were my friends before I became daddy issues, because they like know the real me. A lot of times I meet people and they're kind of like, even guys to date, I'll think they don't care, because I'm like, what kind of loser will give a shit to date me because I have 4 million followers? Because I don't understand that. But like, I've had like a guy that I dated, and then he went to one of my friends and he was like, we dated and I liked him, and he was like, bro, you know daddy issues? And the guy was like, yeah. He's like, I banged her. Yeah. I shouldn't say it, but like that happened. When I found out, I was like, okay, cool. Like,
because then it's like a game. It's like, who can fuck the person with the most followers?
Well, it was cool because I'm daddy issues. So technically, like, if you want to date a girl with daddy issues, I'm literally their mother. Like, I'm the queen of all girls with daddy issues. So, like, instead of just banging a bunch of girls with daddy issues, you can just go to the top, and I'm their mother. So, like, I think that's how a lot of guys view it. So I don't like that. But also with friends, the same thing. That like, it's like, you're gonna be my friend, and then let's say I finally follow you. Like, what are you gonna get out of that? Like, this was stupid.
Yeah, so, I had a conversation with a friend a couple weeks ago, and they said it's hard for them to hang out with people not in the space just because the mindset's different. And just
that's
like,
true.
I do have friends that aren't in the space. And I like it, to be honest, because I feel like it's a separate world for me. It's a disconnect from like everything being about posting and about social media, and it's like, I can go be normal. You know what I'm saying? Because like the life we live is not normal. You know?
But you can be normal with friends who, like, I have a lot of actor friends, and with them it's very normal. They, like, my actor friends are more humble for some reason, it seems, especially the past couple of years I've noticed in the live influencers I know, and they don't get like, and they're so famous and they're like so humble. Like, when we go out, it's like the rule is no phones, and like no one's sitting there every 2 seconds like, hey guys, like, blah, blah, like, you know, and it's, you're just enjoying the moment. And I do that a lot now, and for some reason when I hang out with people, I do try to force them to not be on their phone when we're hanging out, so we can act, because I want to enjoy, like, for me, I'm an emotional person, so it's very important for me to feel a connection with the person, or like I'll get depressed. So like, it is so important for me to have one-on-ones with people to understand them. So I will put my phone away. I can't handle like a bunch of like shallow conversations, all that. That is a very entertainment thing. Mm-hmm. So for me, it's like, I don't care for it. And that was definitely 2018.
Like small talk?
Yeah, small talk. I hate it. And maybe sometimes people tell me I can come off like, I am very friendly, but in a lot of situations, it takes like maybe meeting with me like 3 times to become my friend, because I just been used so many times, and I just don't care for small talk. Like, unless I feel like I can connect with you, like I can really understand you, I just don't care for it. Like, life is too short, and I don't need to make friends who are just going to talk to me about like followers and makeup and all that. Like, I want to know like who hurt you.
So outside of social media, outside of your business, what are some things you like to do for fun that are disconnected from the whole phones?
I literally tweeted about this before, that like, you never realize how boring you are until someone asks you what you like to do for fun. Because it's so true. The minute you said that, I was like, oh my God, V, come up with something. Okay, it's going to sound so lame. It's going to sound so lame what I like to do for fun. Like I love hanging out with friends and all that. But to be honest, I've noticed that what I like to do for fun is to not put my phone away. Like a lot of times on Saturdays I do that, except yesterday I was a Big Bear. That was different. So I was like shooting content and stuff. No, I was just like taking live pictures. Okay. It was great lighting. It was like a lot of good content. That's the truth. But for fun, I like to put my phone away, especially on Saturdays. And I don't look at my phone. I don't
Saturdays
look at anything.
are for the boys.
Is that a thing?
It's like a saying, yeah.
What about the girls? What do they do?
I don't know. I'm asking you. You're about to tell me.
Oh, is that a thing? Okay. I like to put my phone away and I like to hang out with my cat. I like to order food and I like to just binge watch shows on Netflix. And then finally I take my phone and I FaceTime a lot of my friends to see what they've been up to. But it's literally one of my hobbies. And the reason I've never really liked watching TV, aside from the fact that I have to do it for work when I advertise shows and movies. Mm-hmm. The reason I enjoy now binge watching on Netflix or on TV is because it's the only time my mind is completely blank and I don't think about any problems that I have. I don't think about my likes. I don't think about like the next brand I'm gonna work with. Like I don't think about anything. And it's literally, I mean, that's why TV is bad for you. You know?
Yeah.
It's like I can just drool because my mind is just like.
That's
and
interesting.
I just watch the TV.
Whenever I watch movies and TV, I can't do that because I'm so like film centric. Like I look for like airs and I look for how they shot it, and I'm always learning. So that for me is different. But that's cool that you can do that. Well, do you like to do anything else? Like you go party or like have a glass of wine and cheese with the ladies?
I'm very like, I've always been like that. I mean, daddy issues, okay. That's one thing I feel like, if anything, I'll say on this podcast so people can understand me. Daddy issues is my alter ego. She is so different than me. We've already become separate people. She was me at first, but that's what when I talk about daddy issues, I say she, because it's not me anymore. Like she's more insecure than me. She's still more lost. She loves to get fucked up, and she is still trying to figure out her life, and she's dating like shitty guys. Like, yeah, I date shitty guys too and all that, but like for me, like I don't go out and I have to get drunk. Like a lot of times I go out and I don't drink because I'm a very extreme personality. So I don't like to have one drink for fun. It's either nothing or I drink
or you go hard
for a good time and I'm gonna black out. That is my thing.
How is it with you? Because when I go out sober, I cannot stand hanging out with drunk people when I'm sober. It's the worst for me.
If they annoy me, I just leave. But I think I can still have fun, like, but I also I don't club. Like, I don't go clubbing.
Yeah.
Like,
I've only seen you out one time, and it was at a bar. It wasn't even at a club, and it was like an event for like someone's birthday.
Exactly. So I go to people's birthdays or like, again.
Didn't you have something at your house with Kylie came to it, right?
Okay, like my birthday was the most amazing birthday ever.
A pajama party, right?
Yeah. It's okay. First of all,
how do you even know Kylie? Because Kylie was like, yeah, I'm going to Violet's birthday. I'm like, what?
Wasn't she my birthday last year?
I don't know. She went to the
Kylie was also my birthday last year. So
do you know how you met her or no?
I don't know if it was like, honestly, I make a lot of friends through Instagram. We must have became friends somehow through Instagram. We have common friends. Me, like, I just love beautiful girls. It's going to sound so creepy. I should be a guy, but like, I've always loved beautiful girls. Maybe when I was younger and I was insecure about myself, I surround myself with beautiful girls. So it's still been a habit. So if I see a beautiful girl, like that's why I also have like a lot of model friends and like different cliques. I just want to be friends with her.
That's really cool that you say that, because I feel like a lot of girls are like, they talk shit about other people that are good looking, but you're like, yeah, I love fucking hanging out with beautiful people.
Yeah, I mean, I don't want them to go have sex with my boyfriend. Like that would upset me. Yeah. But I'm such a girl's girl that if my friend had sex with my boyfriend, I would be upset at her, but I would still blame, or like if a lot of times girls are like, oh, that girl slept with my boyfriend, like even though she hardly knows her, and she's like, that bitch, and blah blah. And I'm like, that girl owes you nothing. So I'm such a girl's girl. Like I would never get mad at another girl for sleeping with my boyfriend. I think it's my boyfriend's fault. He owes me something. That girl owes me nothing, and I'll probably become friends with her. And that happened to me. Like that's, I'm always friends with
the stereotypical like you walk in on your boyfriend cheating on you, but you beat up the girl for sleeping with your boyfriend. It's like, dude, your boyfriend did it, not the girl.
Like if she seduced him, it's because your boyfriend wanted to get seduced.
Yeah.
So yeah, I love beautiful girls. All my friends are beautiful. and I just love collecting them. It's always been my thing since I was young. It's really creepy. But yeah,
if I collect beautiful girls.
If I see a
that
beautiful
song,
girl,
all my friends are dead. Yours are all my friends are beautiful.
Yeah, it's like a lot of times I'll be like, hey, let's go work out. And like that's how I meet a random girl off the internet that I think is really pretty. It's so creepy. I should be a guy. I slide into their DM.
You slide into your DMs. You're like, hey, you're beautiful. Want to be friends?
Yeah. So Kylie, I'm pretty sure somehow I may have met her like once at some event, and we add each other on Instagram, and I thought she was pretty and I thought she was cute, and we would like each other's pictures. Literally, it's like I'm dating her. Like,
and
like
your guys' horoscopes are compatible.
Yeah, we're compatible. But and then I think she came to my last birthday. And then, but it's hard for me to keep up with a lot of my friendships. So Kylie and I were not like best friends.
Yeah.
But we're getting acquaintances. And when I see her, I'm happy to see her. And then this year, my birthday was like insane. It was Gossip Girl themed. I put so much thought into it.
XO.
Okay, first of all, my invite. People if I don't work out as a YouTuber or influencer, I will probably be an event planner. I'm so good at planning events. My birthday, I planned all by myself. No one helped me. I created a themed birthday where even the invite was like Gossip Girl here. Violet Benson, aka Daddy Issues, is spotted having another glass of wine. Is she gonna get her shit together? Will this be the year? Find out. Like word has it, she's having the party of the year. Anyone who's anyone will be there. Will
Jesus.
you? Something like that. And it was like also my photo, and it was like the coolest thing. And then when people came, everyone had to wear silk PJs. So anyone that didn't wear silk PJs, one of my friends.
Was there any males invited?
No, it was all females.
All females, okay.
You're like, did Kylie lie to me?
Yeah. I'm trying to catch her in a lie here.
No, it was all women, all females. It was exactly 30 girls. And any girl that didn't, I brought extra PJs, silk PJs, because one of my friends showed up without them. And she was like, babe, where was I going to get silk PJs? I was like, I knew you would do this. I got you. Wear this. You have to. So the house was huge. This guy that owns Soothe app, the massage app.
Okay.
He let me borrow his house.
He let me borrow his house.
Well, he went at it. He's so rich. He was like, all right, I'll just go to Hawaii. And he left to Hawaii.
Oh my God.
And he let me borrow his house. Obviously, exchange of services. I don't even want to talk about this. I don't want the IRS coming after me. But it was an exchange of services in order for me to post, because he has a new IV drip. It's a drip company.
Came through dripping?
Yeah, Drip is for does IV drip stuff.
Yeah.
So he has a new app called Drip. So that was the way them sponsoring me. Anyway, everyone comes in silk PJs. You come into this huge, beautiful home. It's so beautiful. The views are insane. Then in one area, there's Benefit Cosmetics. It's a very known makeup company. They set up a booth where they did everyone's eyebrows. Then on the couch, there's IV Drip, where nurses are there and they give you IVs to get more hydrated and be healthier. Then that corner, there's a psychic. Everyone had to sign up, and she reads your future, and she's a healer and a psychic. She's great. She was also the guy's mom. So it was convenient. Then in the kitchen.
She came with the house.
Yeah, literally. Then there was a bunch of food, pizza, a bunch of alcohol. Then outside, Mir was the photo booth, which is known because of Kim Kardashian. She has it all of her. The Kardashians have Mir in every. In all their parties. So I got Mir photo booth, which is, you guys don't understand how beautiful.
I don't know what that is.
The way they take pictures is so photoshopped and amazing, and they cost $5,000 a night.
Jesus.
But obviously, that wasn't the case for me. So the photo booth. Then there was the movie room for anyone want to watch movies, like a full blown movie screen room. And then upstairs, everyone was getting massages. So there were 2 masseuses. And then when you leave...
This is such an interesting birthday party.
I'm not done. And then when you leave, everyone gets a gift bag. And the gift bag was sponsored by like 6 different makeup companies, really huge. And also a gift card to shoes, this one line. And then, yeah, it was no
lit.
one can top my birthday. It was the most relaxing, lit birthday ever. And no
You're like
one will
getting
do
a
better.
massage while like people to your left are getting IVs, and then people across the room are like taking shots.
And then talking to a psychic. Then there was a bunch of like cameras around where you can take pictures of yourself. And I mean, no one ended up using the movie room because there were so many activities to do.
Yeah.
And then outside, it's like the view is insane. So you can take pictures outside for the view, because I know everyone. And then it was so funny. The masseuse was massaging my sister, and she goes, wow, I mean, everyone here is so beautiful. It's like they look like models or something. And my sister was like, I think they probably all are models. And then my other friend, my friend who's an actor, was like, I feel like I just walked in and it's my whole explore page came to life. Because all the girls, of course, I collect beautiful girls. It was so beautiful. Oh my God.
Everybody collects like bobbleheads and you're like, I collect girls.
It's so true. Yeah, I love girls.
Well, that's awesome, Violet. Thank you so much for being on the show.
I feel like we were talking for like 70 hours.
We talked before, and I feel like I got to know you a lot more. Like, we didn't really hang out before this. So it was really cool and refreshing. I feel like people don't realize how deep I am, or like how, like, not that I'm saying I'm so humble, but I feel like sometimes people don't realize how more down to earth I am and like humble and deep. Or like you're just an open book, which I like. You're not afraid to like talk, you know, about vulnerabilities and stuff, and that's really cool. I love vulnerability,
yeah. I mean, I live for it. That's what keeps me not being depressed. Is the weirdest thing.
There you go.
Yeah.
I hope this was a very therapeutic podcast for you.
It was. I had so much fun with you. Thanks for having me.
No problem. Thank you guys for listening. Don't forget, hit that like button. Give Daddy Issues a follow. Give Violet Benson a follow. I'll link her down in the description. And drop a like and subscribe. And I'll see you guys next week.
Shop at my store. ShopDaddyIssues.com. Peace.
Deuces.